Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about how did we get here? How did this defense to get to where it's at right now? This is serious. Cobb mode time, baby. Here we go. Boom. All right, guys. So the defense is really what's holding back this team right now. We know the offense can get it done. They're playing at a prolific level, which is really what we talked about at the beginning of the season, and in the offseason we talked about this team needs to be prolific on offense. Well, they're doing that. What's the problem? The defense. If this defense could just get their act together, you could have a very formidable team. But that's not the case right now. This team is more on we could be a 0-4 team. They're not more on the we could be 4-0 team. This team has been really, really bad, especially on defense, albeit the offense has had their moments to start slow games. That has not helped. Penalties, turnovers, and that kind of thing. Mike McCarthy has said that we're -7 in in turnovers. So that's not gonna get it done. So but for the defense, the Cowboys are number 31 in the league on rush defense. The Texans are 32. They just canned Bill O'Brien, the head coach there. That's not going to happen with Mike McCarthy. They're trying to build a program here. Hey, they don't have the players, okay? And we're going to get into that here in just a minute. But the Cowboys have given up 690 yards rushing through 4 games. All right, that's despicable. That is just not good at all, man. That is horrible. Horrible run defense. Pass defense is better. They're in the 20s, 27, somewhere around there overall. 26. I mean, but this defense, how did we get here? Okay, so I'm looking back at you can take this thing all the way back to 2015 when they drafted Randy Gregory in the second round. They rolled the dice. The Cowboys, they try to go bold. Fortune favors the bold. That's the saying. Cowboys, for their part, they've tried to do that. They've tried to roll the dice, but they've gotten burnt so many times. Especially on the defensive side of the ball. Going back, like I said, 2015, the only player that has left from that draft class is Randy Gregory, who just got reinstated. Everybody else is gone. Byron Jones, they let him walk away. 2016, they rolled the dice on Jalen Smith. It's been a really nice story. The recovery, the drop foot and everything like that. Everything was looking good, and the progression. It's been a degression now. He kind of went up. He's kind of on a roller coaster trajectory. Cowboys give him a big contract. Everybody, he's in the spotlight now. He's back to calling the plays on defense. There's some communication breakdowns. People are pointing out that he seems to always be chasing down somebody instead of attacking and coming forward and things like that. And you're hearing Mike Nolan say that it's more about what they want him to do. That he's doing what they're asking him to do. I don't know if I quite buy that. And I'm one of the most staunch supporters of Jalen Smith, and it really bugs me to say this, but right now, he's a liability in coverage. You can't have Jalen Smith in coverage. Usually his back is towards the quarterback. Arms are up in the air, penalty. He's gotten away with some, but that you didn't get a second contract out of Malik Collins. You let him walk, and because he just wasn't good. He wasn't good here with the Cowboys. They missed on Charles Tapper, 4th round bust. He had all the speed in the world. A misevaluation there. They rolled the dice there. The whole thing with Charles Tapper was they were misusing him. They weren't using him correctly. We bring him here to Dallas, couldn't stay healthy, the neck, all kinds of junk. That didn't help. The only player that survived that draft class was Anthony Brown in the 6th round. Okay, and he's a rotational guy. He's on IR right now. So 2016 was a wash for the defense to where we're at right now. Taco Charlton, they didn't go with TJ Watt. TJ Watt is a wrecking machine now, and yes, everybody did pass on TJ Watt, but it's the context of the conversation. The Cowboys, you can't miss on your 1st round pick. That's what I'm talking about. You could have had him. You know, the Cowboys, they could have made another error. They could have messed up and drafted Charles Harris. He was in the conversation of that draft class. So it's almost like the Cowboys are not very good at evaluating defensive players, defensive linemen in particular. Under Will McClay, the defensive linemen it has not hit. They have not hit, and that's a shame because that's where the weakness is on this defense. You know, like I said, we're number 31 against the rush right now, 690 yards. Gave up a big chunk of it just this past week, so not good there. You know, and then Cheeto, you know, is he gonna what is he gonna be? Jordan Lewis, it looks like he took a step back. Xavier Woods, he's plateaued. You're not gonna get anything better out of Xavier Woods. 2017, you know, you're not getting much pop out of that draft class, and they did address the defensive side of that ball, but not defensive line. You know, not so much. They had to rebuild that secondary. You know, some of these guys have had their moments. I think Cheeto's probably the best player from that draft class. You know, looking at this, Taco, Cheeto, Jordan Lewis, Ryan Switzer, X Woods, Marquise White, Ivy Brown, and Carroll, like a bunch of misses on that. You know, they tried to swing for the fences on some of these players, but not good there. And then 2018, you know, Leighton Vander Esch, they rolled the dice there. There was that discussion, there was that concern about Leighton Vander Esch's neck. You know, a lot of people were looking at Calvin Ridley at the time. You know, did we want to go wide receiver? Did we want Calvin Ridley? Did we want to move up and get Derwin James? Derwin James is injury prone, so a lot of bad karma affecting this defense. With a lot of misses, a lot of injury prone players, guys that just have not stepped up. You know, your 4th round pick, Dorrance Armstrong, you didn't really get anything out of him either. 2019, Tristan Hill, right? He's looking better right now, but you could have had Thornhill, you could have had Taylor Rapp at another position on the back end that's really suffering. When I'm thinking about this defense, the two spots that are really affecting this defense are, you know, your safeties getting burnt, being out of position, and missing tackles left and right. So that's why Thornhill and Taylor Rapp, you know, would make a lot of sense. You know, Tristan Hill was on a redshirt year pretty much last year. This year he's looked better, and honestly, he looks like the better of the defensive tackles on this team, and that's not saying much because you got a bunch of garbage. Dontari Poe, he's stealing money from the Cowboys. He stands up, and it is effort. I know Mike Nolan said, and McCarthy, you know, we need to watch out, you know, about effort. No, man, you can see it. You can see it. Poe is not it at all. Antwaun Woods, inconsistent. And Neville Gallimore, they're deactivating him 2 weeks in a row already. I want to see Dontari Poe benched or cut. You're just wasting that spot there. He's not doing anything for the defense. Put Gallimore in there. He's got the flex. Get the reps going, man. You know what I mean? And then the rest of that 2019 class, you know, they missed on Joe Jackson, didn't become anything. They cut him. And Donovan Wilson, you know, he's getting in the mix, but he's still young. 2020, you know, these young guys, they need to get some snaps. But that's where we're at right now. You got a whole mix of misfires. That's where we're at on defense, and it has all come to a head. And it just happens to be during this transition period. So that's why this thing continues to be a purgatory for the Cowboys defense. And I don't know if you can fix it right now. You know, I don't know if there's an easy fix for this defense right now. You know, do they have a players all meeting and that kind of crap? You hear about that. When you start hearing about a players only meeting, you're having major issues. You know what I mean? So you're having dissension, you're having communications issues. So that might be the next thing we hear about, a players only meeting, that kind of crap. So are they going to need to make some sort of move on defense to you know, use a future draft pick on somebody, a 2nd or 3rd round pick for somebody that can be an impact player? Don't get somebody that's just an okay player, you know, if that's what they're gonna do. Otherwise, you're gonna have to ride this out, man. And if you're gonna ride this out, you're gonna lose a lot of games. Plain and simple, man. And I've already said this before in my other videos, you know, it's kind of a, you know, and they're not going to broadcast that, but this looks like I said, rebuilding, but try to compete at the same time. And it is a rebuilding. You like I said, you gotta yank out these weeds, and you know who they are. You know who the players are. We don't have to really go into it and kick a dead horse. But the defense it's in trouble right now, guys. But let me know what you guys think about the Cowboys 2020 defense. What do you want to see change? You know, is there anything immediate that you think of? Put it in the comments what you would want to do, a trade or whatever. Benchings, cuttings, trades. Let me know in the comments, guys. I'm really interested to see your opinions on what they do here, okay? Because really, if you ride this thing out, will it improve? From what I've seen, it just is not looking good. It really isn't. We're a quarter of the way through the season, so cut it's early, relax bullshit. Cut that shit out. That's over. It's not early anymore. You're a quarter through the season now. Okay, so what do you do right now? You know, do you make a trade? Do you ride this thing out? Luckily for the Cowboys, the division is a complete disaster, so you're gonna be in it probably until the end here. But then, you know, can you get the things that you need to do to compete in the playoffs? And I don't even want to mention playoffs right now. I really don't, because I can't even psych myself out into believing such a thing. But we'll see how it goes, guys. Let me know in the comments. Appreciate all you guys. This is gonna be one of those rough roller coaster ride season. Appreciate you guys checking out the live streams and everything like that. Appreciate all members. Continue to like, subscribe, and share, guys. I'll see you for the next video. Peace, everybody.